Elen, Silla, Lumen, Omen Tielvo. Today I will explain how Sauron deceived the elves into making the Rings of Power. To understand this deception, first we must understand the elves who were deceived. The Gwaith y Myrdain, the Brotherhood of the Jewelsmiths, were Noldoran elves who followed Celebrimbor, last of the House of Feanor, and the greatest elven smith of the Second Age. These elves were either still banned from Valinor by the Valar, or they refused to return, for they loved Middle-earth. These elves became obsessed with works of beauty, wishing to create such works that would make Middle-earth more beautiful and possibly just as beautiful as Valinor. Sauron, who under the name of Annatar, first came to Lindon, pretending to be an emissary from the Valar. Gil-galad was not deceived and refused to allow Annatar to enter, and sent word to Celebrimbor to do the same. But when Annatar came to Eregion, he told the Gwaith y Myrdain that he could teach them the art of ring-making. With these teachings, the elves could stave off the decay of Arda, preserving the elven realms and making Middle-earth as beautiful as Valinor. This was the Myrdain's greatest desire, and Annatar was going to grant it. And so Annatar entered into Eregion. Not all who lived in Eregion welcomed Annatar, however, for Galadriel trusted him not, and while she knew not Annatar's desires, she spoke against him. This only aided Sauron's deception, for he received Galadriel's scorn and gave only fair-seeming words. So to the elves Galadriel's scorn seemed unjust. And so Annatar weaved his way into the hearts of the elves, and he taught the elves ring-crafting, and many lesser rings were forged as the elves turned to Annatar for more knowledge. For 300 years Annatar taught the elves, and they created these lesser rings. And finally, the elves created the 16 greater rings of power, later given to dwarves and men, but for now the elves wore them, and in 1500 of the Second Age, Annatar left Eregion, his plan seemingly complete. The elves knew not of the deception, nor the grave danger the rings posed to them, for Sauron planned to use his own One Ring to dominate the mind of the elves, thus ensnaring them to his service. If the elves joined him, soon all of Middle-earth would fall. But Sauron too was deceived, for Celebrimbor forged 3 more elven rings, with these 3 being the most powerful at staving off decay of the world. And it was with these rings that Sauron had no hand in making, save via his teachings, that alerted the elves to Sauron's presence and attempt to dominate their minds. The elves would take their rings off and hide them from Sauron. And so, Sauron's deception ended, his seemingly perfect plan ruined. He would start the War of the Elves and Sauron. My video about that will be linked in the description below if you want to learn more about it. And so we end how Sauron deceived the elves into making the Rings of Power. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, feel free to like and subscribe for more content. Please let me know how I can better improve these videos. Thanks, and as the elves say, Namarie.